Hello, hello. Welcome to Late Checkout. My name is Shalia Palace, and this is my podcast. On this podcast, we'll be discussing so many different types of topics. We'll be having deep conversations. I'll also bring in guest speakers so we could have different perspective on certain topics. And we'll also be able to talk about things that are unserious and have unserious conversations where we could just hang out and have fun and have a good time. So, with that being said, welcome to my first episode. I wanted to do something light and fun while also getting to know a little bit about me. So, without further ado, this is Late Checkout. Enjoy.
Welcome. I'm your host Shalia with the Late Checkout. Late Checkout. Late Checkout.
Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Late Checkout. I'm your host, Shalia, and today we're going to be talking about guilty pleasures. So, on this episode, we're going to be discussing some of my guilty pleasures, or things that I enjoy doing that are unconventional, I'd say. Okay, so the first one on my list is ASMR to sleep. Here's the thing. Allow me to elaborate. So, at night, I like to go through TikTok, do like a little 10, 15 minute scroll before I go to sleep. I know that's really bad for you, but that's my truth. And I always come across the same girl. Like, she, I think, does live streams like Monday through Friday. I don't know what her schedule is. I don't even know her name. I wish I knew because the way that she has me in a chokehold is crazy. Like, if I see someone doing ASMR sounds, I'll just go right past it. It's not my thing, whatever. But whenever that specific creator like finds her way into my For You page, unfortunately, I'm going to have to stop and I'm going to have to tune in for a bit. That's my reality is that I have tuned in multiple times to that same creator's live stream at night. I hate the fact that it transcends me. Like it really knocks me out. You could play white noise and like it won't do anything for me. You could play relaxing meditation sounds, it won't do anything for me. But if that girly is on live and she is doing her little ASMR sounds, game over. Like I am no better than anybody else on that live stream. Period. Next is drinking milk alone. This is a very hot take. Um I think that as a 23-year-old, I shouldn't be drinking whole milk anymore or milk alone at all for that matter. Um but a nice little cup of milk every now and then throughout the day I think is not only necessary but right. It feels good and honestly, I have no shame about it. This is not even like a guilty pleasure. This is just straight up a pleasure that I think is like uncommon to most people. Like most people don't drink milk alone or don't even drink milk at all. Like most I want to say that most people are grossed out by milk or they think that or they just prefer to drink almond milk because they hate whole milk or they hate the fact that it's like cheesy, milky, very much dairy. But I don't know. I don't know. I grew up on whole milk. I never grew out of it. And unfortunately, that's my little late night guilty pleasure is that I need a cup of milk before I go to sleep. Like I will sleep like that is just part of my routine. I do my skincare, I get my cup of milk, I wash my teeth, and I go to bed. Like that it's like it is instinctual now. It is instinctual. Third on my list is singing in the car, but not just like singing in the car, like humming, like, you know, think about me. No, like I'm fully like belting out in the car as if I was auditioning for American Idol. Like I'm fully like going all out. I don't care who's watching me. I don't care if the cars behind me are honking because I'm going a little slower than usual. Sorry, I'm trying to hit the note. I'm really just trying to hit the note right now. I'm trying to impress myself. I think that it's just it like yeah, that is just my guilty pleasure. I love being in a car alone solely because of the fact that I can do that. I won't belt like that or I won't sing like that in front of anybody else who's in the car. Obviously, because that's just I mean, I'm not trying to have a car full of people and me just fully going all out like no. That I'm not doing that. So, the only way that I could actually like the only place that I think I can fully belt out in is either in a car alone or in the shower alone. Period. Those are the only two situations in which I'm singing at the top of my lungs like I have the song like the volume is all the way up and I'm still louder than the song. I think every single time I get into the car by myself, it's like a challenge. I'm like challenging myself like am I going to like sing that song better than the way that I sang it the last car ride. Like I don't know. I feel like it's me versus me. It's a one-on-one in there. I'm guilty at the fact that that is one of my favorite things to do. Like one of my favorite things to do is genuinely be in a car by myself driving, singing at the top of my lungs, like belting. Like it's no one's business. Like if it was my job. My roommate's dog just happened to join us on today's episode. So Rose is currently with us. She's our little guest. Hi. Hi. And yeah, Rose is here momentarily. This is not her house, but we are dog sitting her at the moment. So next on my list is matchmaking reality TV. For some reason, I love watching really cringy dating shows. Whether that's like a Netflix show or like a really cringy Hispanic love matchmaking show. Like I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. I have watched every single episode of Love is Blind. I've watched Perfect Match. I've watched Too Hot to Handle. I've watched The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. I've watched for those of you who watched Hispanic shows, I've watched Enamorándonos. I've watched a little bit of La Casa de los Famosos. Um, and right now I'm watching another one. So, yes, unfortunately, I love it. I think it's like just the perfect show to just cuz cuz sometimes I don't really want to be watching something that's like stressful. Like if like I love eerie and mind-bending shows, but sometimes I'm really just in the mood to watch something light. I don't want to be stressed. I don't want to have to be on the edge of my seat all the time. I just want to put something and chill. Like usually those little love matchmaking shows are what I usually play when I'm eating or if I'm like cleaning. Rarely will I ever actually like lock in to the show. Unless it's next we have book sniffing. Let me explain before things get weird. Um so I don't know if you okay, well, when you buy a new book, I don't know if you guys do this, but like the pages have like a new scent to it, like a new paper, like a brand new paper scent. Or you know when it's like, you know, the first day of school and you open that new fresh pack of lined paper and it just smells a certain way. I love that smell. Like I really do like that smell. So when I buy a new book, I think one of the not one of the first things that I do, but definitely when I get home, I'll like I'll go through the pages and smell. But not going into each individual page, just kind of like ruffling through the pages and like the smell of the pages ruffling. I don't know. I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to explain it properly, but I know you guys know what I'm talking about. So I don't know. Maybe try sniffing a book. That sounds weird. Um, or maybe not. You know what? Let's move on. Keeping leftovers. So now I don't know if this is like a guilty pleasure or a bad habit. Maybe both. Anyways, um, I love to save food. Like if we're at a restaurant and I didn't finish my meal or we ordered dessert and we want to, take the rest home, like I will keep it. I will take it home. And I know you guys are probably like, "Okay, what's wrong with that?" There's nothing wrong with that. The thing is, I will keep it in there and I'll keep every single thing in, like I will keep every single leftover from anywhere or everywhere in my fridge. Like if you go to my fridge right now, you will find a milkshake that I got at Shake Shack like 3 days ago, and it's like a little less than halfway. So, it's very much eligible to be thrown out. For some reason, I can't bring myself to do so. I don't know. I have this thing where I can't throw away food. Um I think that's just the way that I was raised. Like my parents raised me not to throw away food. So now I have this really weird, like, I guess, guilty pleasure. More of a bad habit, but we'll leave it at guilty pleasure. Um, where like I like to keep food. Even if I know I'm not gonna eat it, I like to keep it. I don't know why, but yeah. Okay, something's beeping in my kitchen, so BRB, let me go check what that is. I'm back. Um, Turns out my roommate left some chicken making in the oven, so I had to go take it out real quick. But anyways, next on my list is wearing pajamas all day. Now, this only applies to the weekends. So, if I know I'm not leaving the house on a Saturday or a Sunday, a guilty pleasure of mine is that I just like to wear my pajamas all day long. And sometimes it makes me feel like a little lazy. Like if it's a Sunday or a Saturday and I know I'm not going anywhere, I have no problem staying in and wearing my pajamas all day. Like I kind of like it. And I'm very much embarrassed of it. Like if let's say like if my roommate like was here with me on a Saturday and she also decided to stay in, I would definitely change out of my pajamas just because of the fact that I would be a little embarrassed for her to see that I never changed out of my pajamas. Like I woke up with my PJs and then later went to sleep with those same PJs. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, if you don't me trying to like justify it. Um I mean, personally, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, if I'm not going anywhere, if I'm staying in my house all day long, what's wrong with, staying in your pajamas all day long? You know? Like, yes, it it could be like sometimes I do feel a little lazy when I do that. I'm not gonna lie. I feel very lazy when I do that. But if it's a Sunday, I, I don't care. It's my day to relax. I could be lazy if I want. I'm gonna give myself a lazy day, and I'm gonna give myself the pleasure of wearing pajamas all day long. Moving on. Last but not least. Okay, we actually have two more. So, um, reading romantic novels. Every single time I read a fictional novel or like a romantic novel, I always tell myself this is the last book that I'm going to read and then I'm gonna move on to something a little bit more like educational or like constructive or like maybe like start reading self-improvement books. But you know what? I love reading. Very cringy, like very fictional, very romantic novels. I love it. Like I love the fact that a book can really hook me like that. And and honestly, I have no shame about it. No, I'm just kidding. I do have a little shame. Like if anybody asked me what books do I read, I would definitely lie. Last but not least would be listening to music on repeat. So, I do this thing where I create a playlist for every month and then I'll add songs that either I discover in that month or songs that I already knew and I'm in the mood to listen to it, like, or songs that I already knew of and I just want to listen to it because I have like a random craving to listen to that specific song. I'll add it into that playlist. Or if it's a song that someone sent me and I kind of want to start getting into that specific type of music, I'll add it into my monthly playlist. But here's the thing. Sometimes there are some months where I have like 20 songs in that playlist. And then there are other months where I will have like 2 songs in my monthly playlist. And I think last month I only had like 5 songs in my monthly playlist. Like I have no problem repeating songs. Like I could listen to the same 4 songs over and over it for the next like 2 hours. Like I without a single problem. Like I will enjoy it. I love it. Or if I really like a song and it ended, I will replay it. I will replay it over and over and build different scenarios in my head every single time I listen to it. Like I will fully make a whole movie in my head for that song, but then if I'm listening to the song again, I'll do a different movie. So, yeah, I love repeating songs. I love listening to music on repeat. Like I love listening to the same type of music on repeat. I have no problem doing that. Well, that was the last thing I wrote on my list. So, I'm all juiced out for now. Um Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know if I should do a part 2 about some of my guilty pleasures. And if you made it this far, please drop a comment or I don't know, write something nice.